Today I want to talk about some things that I've been reading and learning about, and just things that have been coming into my path, and not sure if they are to come into fruition or just be still and know that all good things will happen in his time and not my time, and to be patient and trusting and faithful. So, I'm reading a book right now that talks about dreams. Like, what is your dream? Um, and basically, a dream is a hope. A dream is a wish you wish on, something like that. Princess Disney song. Well, we can have dreams like when we sleep at night, and we can have dreams of like, I dream to live in a bigger house. I wish I could go to Paris. Um, I wish that I didn't have as much laundry to do every day. But those are different than like dreams that have goals, that are goal minded, goal oriented. So I know that a couple of ladies in this community got together and like did a poster of some of their goals, that they'd like to see, themselves move toward in the future. And one of the things that I've learned in order for that to happen is believing in yourself, trusting that all good things will come about if they are made for you. But I also know that action is something that needs to be at the forefront of reaching and achieving those goals. So today you have to ask, like, yourself, are you willing to take risks? Are you willing to fall on your face in order to achieve those goals? Are you willing to take an inventory of yourself, maybe using your past to help you not make mistakes as you move forward into the future to try to achieve those goals? I think, for myself, it pops into my head daily, like, uh, what is it that you want to achieve, Laura? What is it that you want to do for the rest of your life? And I know right now it's really heavy on my heart that I want to help other, people who are struggling, maybe not just with addiction, but people who are struggling to find the answers to living a happy, joyous, and free life from anxiety, which I used to have, um, um, fear of failure, fear of letting people leave their lives and not looking back, recognizing who is going to help you move forward and those who you need to show the door to. Being honest with yourself is the most important thing, I believe. And realizing that not all good things are God things, but all God things are good things. So, trusting in the word of the Lord to move you forward. If you like what you have now, today, and you want more of it, for me, that's peace and more patience than yesterday. Then you need to do more of the stuff that got you to where you are today. Um, I hear this all the time by people in my circle, that there's a reason why the windshield is bigger. When you're moving forward, you need to see everything in the front of you, but the rear view mirror is also there as a tool to remind you of what's behind you so that you can keep moving forward. So, um, the the rear view mirror is beneficial, to propel you to move forward. It does serve a purpose, but today I don't stay there. I don't want to go back to where I've been. I'm trying to move on to the next destination in this thing called life, in this new journey. So Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's painful, but pain does serve a purpose. I think I spoke about that before. When I think of the purpose of Christ dying on the cross, he did it knowing that it was going to be painful and didn't realize how painful it was until he actually endured the pain. And through that pain, and it served a purpose for us to have eternal life, and it also set the captives free. And to me, I like the freedom of being delivered from an addiction that used to define me, but now my addiction actually um, has been delivered because of faith and trust and belief in something unseen, but definitely um, heard and read. And I say unseen, but in reality, I see blessings every day. Um, Even on rainy days, I see how good God is in my life and in the world. There are and is good people and good things happening all around us. If you just open up your eyes and change your lenses, you will see that God is working in us and through us in all things. If you just open your eyes and see that the atmosphere is changing, um, and you can be a part of that change as well. So maybe that change needs to begin with you, and then all else will fall into place. And it may not be in your time, but it will be in God's time because He has planned our days and numbered them like the hairs on our head. Um, and I just wanted to let you know that your past has prepared you for what's ahead of you, um, and that you do recover and you will recover and you will become an overcomer. You just have to remind yourself where you come from and who your creator is. And today I know that I belong to the Lord. And I actually read about an exercise that I've been trying to do before I go to bed at night is telling myself repeatedly who I am and who I belong to. And today I know that I am enough and I am a masterpiece created by God who doesn't make a mistake. And I belong to Him. And I say that I belong to you, Lord. I belong to you, Lord. I belong to you, Lord. And I know that in reading and understanding the Word of God, it tells me that if I belong to Him, then doesn't he doesn't make mistakes. We make mistakes because we try to choose our own path or go the wrong way or have the wrong people in our lives, or we set unrealistic goals because those goals cannot be met unless the tools are gathered in order to get there. So I know it's possible because I know early on in my life I was able to achieve a lot of things that I dreamt about, and one of them was being a teacher and having a family and making a difference in the lives of families and young children through Montessori education. I had such a love of school myself as a young child because it was my safe place. But I remember most being in the Montessori classroom as a small child and washing dishes and painting pictures and all the colorful materials that just comforted me. So I set that goal actually pretty early on in my life that I wanted to work with children. Um, and as much as like other people, like my dad said that, teachers don't make a lot of money, you should go into nursing or something else. I decided to go on their advice and started out in college with a nursing intention, and that did not work out well for me because I think God already knew that He created me to be an educator and a teacher, giving back to young children the passion that I have for helping others grow and learn. a gift that I've been given. And I realized that early on. This is an amazing gift. And the reward may not be through compensation that's monetary, but the reward is endless when you know that you're getting ready to witness about 10 to 12 students, former students of mine, are getting ready to graduate all over Grant County this year. A few graduated last year, and just a handful might have graduated the year before, but this is my big graduating class. This is my first group of 3-year-olds that completed my program as preschoolers and kindergartners, and they're all getting ready to go out into the wild world and make an impact. And I just follow their parents or their individual posts on social media, and I am just so um, rewarded by the accomplishments that they made, not only as children and teenagers, but now as soon to be young adults, and just to see their ambitions and their love of learning take a really good hold on them. And it is absolutely amazing to see where these young people are going, because I remember the light that was lit in them when they were in my preschool classroom, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to be a part of that. So, um, all things are possible, and it is possible. And I think that for me, it is possible because of what I choose to involve myself in, who I choose to surround myself with, and what I do when I'm alone, what I read, what I watch, what I listen to, um, prayer and contemplative meditation, having conversations with myself, either in quiet or out loud. Um, Something in the Bible talks about eyes will see and ears will hear, obviously the glory of God in front of us, but we also need to be cautious of the things that we are watching and the things that we are seeing, because and hearing, because we tend to then have those thoughts in our head, and if they aren't in line with what you're trying to do in your life, it probably would be good for you to maybe change the TV channel, or change the music on the radio, or change the people and places that you are finding yourself involved in. So, um, I heard something else today I wanted to share with you. We have to admit our past failures and mistakes. We have to admit that it was all to serve a purpose. We have to admit and make amends with our past, first of all, ourselves, and God, and then others who may be affected by decisions that we made in our past. And then we just confess with our mouth of these sins, take them to the altar, take them to your brothers and sisters who you trust, and then dump them, forget them, don't recycle them unless you want to go back to your past and try that again. I don't know. And then quit those behaviors that didn't serve a purpose, or quit those habits that no longer fill a need or a void. I know for me, a lot of the things in my past I used to fill voids and emptiness, and I used them for excuses, and I eventually just became a captive to the things that I thought were going to help me cope and get through each day. And before I knew it, I had become a slave, not only to fear, but I became a slave to chemical dependency, and a slave to anxiety, and a slave to worry and guilt and shame. Um, and I allowed other people and circumstances to dictate how I was going to live my life, and therefore spilled over into the choices that I ultimately made. Today, I'm grateful to say that I don't allow other people to affect me the way that they used to because I've lowered my expectations. I don't surround myself with people who are going to unpack their bags and sit in it with me. Instead, I choose to help encourage other people with the tools and the knowledge and the wisdom that I've gained as I continue to remain teachable. Today is my 45th birthday. And not that I want to gloat on that, but I am forever grateful that I've been blessed with yet another year on this earth. Because if you would have asked me in 2018 about, what your future looks like when you're 45 years old, I probably would have told you that I didn't even know if I was going to make it to 45 with the way that I was living my life. And I can talk about that in another clip if I so choose. But I will tell you that I didn't even know if I would see my children's birthdays or holidays. So today, celebrating my 45th birthday with whatever comes my way is just a gift in itself to be alive and to share my experience and strength and hope from my past failures, which I used to regret, and now I don't fret because I know that all of the guilt and shame and disgust and feelings of less than and having no sense of self worth and very low self esteem have now been replaced with the knowledge that I am who he says I am and not who you say I am, or what the world says I am. I am filling all of those empty spaces with the light that is given to me by God and what he plans to do with my brokenness, and realizing that broken can be beautiful and usable, and can actually go far and beyond the original, because through all of the pain of the past, I've gotten up and gotten stronger. So I am so grateful for the growth that has basically enveloped my life. And again, I can't even begin to express the gratitude to those people who have invested their time listening to me uh, in my nonsense, sitting quietly with me through my pain, lifting me up through sorrow and shame, and helping to carry me back up to an upright position and learning to hold my head up high again, like I was intended to be, the daughter of the Most High with a crown on. And now I just want to help others to see their dreams and goals come into fruition, even if it's just to get their children back or to get a job or to get out of a certain living situation. Whatever it is that they need, it's just helping them to get up off the ground and to help them hold their head up, and then eventually help them to straighten their crown so that they can look in the forward direction of um, the mirror in front of them instead of the mirror behind them. And maybe just looking in the mirror for the first time, because it may be that they haven't done that. I know that for me, I hadn't looked in the mirror in a long time. I was so ashamed of myself, and I just felt worthless and hopeless and helpless, and I like to have a lot of pity parties and had excuses for why I was living the life I was living, and hid behind a lot of masks today. So today, I don't want to live with any masks on my face. I want to put a party hat on and be forever grateful that today is my 45th birthday, and I don't know how many years I will be blessed on this earth. So I will embrace today And even though I worked a job already this morning, I have another job that I need to go off to, and hopefully, I will have some encounters with individuals and be able to make a difference in the lives of someone or lives of people today that I get to encounter. And maybe they will take a little bit from me, and I will take a little bit from them. And all of these things, I believe, will help me to achieve the goals that I am trying to set forth in my life. And so today, I just want to say that I will continue to be goal oriented in the area of being a teacher, using my tools and my gifts and my knowledge on how to present information, to share new material, and to share my tools. I will also continue to be teachable, and I will also be willing to admit defeat so that I can use it to rise up again. I would love to continue to help others, whether it be in the form of children or other individuals such as myself who are trying to regain control of their lives, and by letting go of the wheel and trying not to be the one that's in control, but rather allowing God to take the wheel and to also anchor me when I feel like I'm roaming off in the wrong direction. So, my goals today are to keep moving forward. Even if that forward motion finds me falling, at least I'll be falling forward. Most people do not fall backwards. Even if you fall backwards, your feet move forward in that motion due to gravity and other scientific studies of how it all works when you fall. Uh, if that makes any sense. I mean, if you fall backwards, your feet are going forwards. If you fall forwards, at least your front part of your body is going forwards. Your feet might be going backwards, but you got to get up and move your feet forward to where your head fell or your face fell. So, whatever, for whatever reason, when you fall, something's moving forward. So, get up, set some goals, put them in your phone, put them on your mirror in your bathroom, write them in a journal, cut out pictures from a magazine, and set some goals and set them high, because chances are, if you keep moving in the right direction, you're going to set some goals that are pretty high for yourself. And then you're going to realize that once you reach those goals, you can go even higher than what you even thought you could do. So I'm looking forward to a good 45th year on this earth that I've been blessed with. I have no idea what tomorrow brings. All I hope for is that I have a blessed day today, and may I continue to be a blessing to others as I journey out of my home here in a little bit to go on to the next job that I've been assigned. So, have a wonderful day on this January 21st of 2020, and set some goals. Ask yourself, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? We ask children that when they're little, what do you want to be when you grow up? It turns out in some of my reading, like, just because I'm a teacher and a mother doesn't mean that I'm done. Like, there's so much more I can be. I did achieve those goals, a mother and a teacher, but there's so much more, I believe, for me yet. So, what do you want to be? Even if you already have a job or a career and you reach that goal, what else would you like to achieve in your life? And set some goals. Have fun doing it. Talk to you later. Bye.